Alright, everybody, what's up? It's me again. I know you haven't seen me in a while, so today we're gonna be doing NFL tier list. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Alright, first team up, we got the Arizona Cardinals. I'm putting them in wild card because, unlike a lot of people, I actually have some expectations of them. Well, I think now a lot of people have expectations for them over their dominant win against the Cowboys, but it was against the Cowboys, so that's not really saying anything. Next up, the Atlanta Falcons. Tank. Yeah. It's just been a lost season, so I think you just gotta blow it up. If I'm being honest, it's not gonna do anything. It is, but no. Next up, the Ravens. They're going to champions because them and the Chiefs, they're both in champions. I think a few other teams can be in there, but the Ravens, yes, absolutely, with Lamar. Um, they absolutely, at the very least, can go to the AFC Championship game. Except the Buffalo Bills. I'm putting them in division. They are good, but I don't think they're ready to be Super Bowl contenders yet. I think they can go as far as Josh Allen takes them, which I think is just going to be the division round. Next up, we got the Carolina Panthers. I think I'm going to put them in the okay spot because they've been doing alright without Christian McCaffrey, and he's expected to return in like week 8, so maybe let's see where he can take them. Maybe to like a 7-9 season. Next up, we got Da Bears. I am shocked, but they're going in wild card. I think they can go like 10-6 and get like the 7th seed. I'm being dead serious. Like I do not know how, but they are not incompetent. Next up, we got the Bungles. Yeah. Do I put them in tank or just bad? I think no. I'm gonna put them in tank. Joe Burrow's gonna need some more time to develop. Obviously, it's rare to see a rookie quarterback just be a slam dunk in their first season. So I think he needs at least like a couple more years. Maybe him and AJ Green, Joe Mixon, they can all maybe lead the Bungles to a playoff win. Next up, the Browns. Put them in wild card. Think I think they can win 10. I think they can get 10 wins and a playoff spot. I think this is the year where they finally. Next up, the Cowboys. Bad. I'm lucky that I didn't put them in tank. I, this is probably the team I'm going to spend the most on. There have been a couple things. A lot of people have blamed Andy Dalton, but he's not bad. Uh, He could have been better, but I'll say this: he completed 34 passes, which is great. But here's the thing: almost all of them were checkdowns. How do you expect to get anywhere with checkdowns, Mike McCarthy? Did you learn nothing from Green Bay and Ezekiel Elliott? Hmm. It's like I said in the "What's Wrong with the Cowboys" video, which, by the way, I'm gonna make a sequel to. It's like I said in that video. You don't need to be good when they pay you. And that defense, oh, to say that defense is bad is an understatement. A high school football team could score on them. No. I'll take it a step further. A middle school football team could score on the defense. I. How did this happen? Oh, and Dak, he was the one who was leading them. When he went down, I knew, oh, no, might as well cancel the season. So yeah, Maybe they can go 8-8 and win the division. I guess. Except the Broncos, I'm putting them in bad. They got a really surprise win against the Patriots, but I don't see much from the Broncos. I mean, at the beginning of the season they did have hope, but that was because they had Von Miller and he's out. So yeah, probably like 6 wins from them, except the Lions. Do I even have to say anything? It's the Lions. You just feel for them, man. Like the Lions. I think the Pontiac Silverdome just epitomizes the Detroit Lions. Had such a great start. You had Barry Sanders, you had Megatron, you had Matt Stafford. And it just all rots away. Except the Green Bay Packers. I think they can compete for an NFC championship. I really obviously this game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that was just bad, but Aaron Rodgers 2 interceptions that was bad, but I think they can compete. They compete every year, but this year I think they can compete for a title. I really think that. Watch them shout out Jordan Love for a game. Except the Houston Texans. Oh man. Once again, with same deal with the Cowboys. The Texans are lucky. I didn't put them in tank because they're not at full tank mode yet. Still have Deshaun Watson, and they're still a good team. But yeah, when you lose arguably the best receiver in the game, you're gonna uh, degress. Is that a word? I think they go like 6-10 or something. Sticking in the AFC South, we've got the Indianapolis Colts. I'm gonna put them in okay. Obviously, the biggest need is a cornerback, and they've obviously fulfilled it with Philip Rivers. But the Colts are gonna go as far as Philip Rivers takes them because that's just how it is. The quarterback is the leader of the team, and they're gonna go as far as he takes them. So if he gives them 7-9 Philip Rivers, then they're gonna go 7-9, which I think that's what's gonna happen. Next up, Duval. Yeah, do I put them in Jets tier? No, that's reserved for a special team. Duval, man. What happened to what happened to the Saxonville days of 2017, man? Seems like ages ago. Blake Bortles, Collie Campbell, Yannick Ngakoue, they had it all. Jalen Ramsey, except the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, they are champions. When you have Patrick Mahomes and then Travis Kelce and then Edwards Hilaire and now Le'Veon Bell, Tyreek Hill. Yeah, I think the only prayer of anybody stopping the Chiefs is the Ravens, the AFC. Next up, we got the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, I think they're okay. Like, I think they can finish 7-9 this season. As weird as that sounds, I think they could. Like, I don't know what it is about the Raiders, but they always find this way to finish 7-9, close to a playoff spot. It's so odd. Next up, we got the Chargers. I'm gonna put them in bad. I think they can go 6-10. Justin Herbert has looked really solid. Who else is it? Keenan Allen. Is he still there? I don't know. I don't watch the Chargers. I mean, why would I? They are very all right. Next up, their partners in crime, the Rams. I think they could. They could. Actually, no. They could compete for a wild card spot, but until they have proven that they can, They're in just okay. Obviously, they have the right pieces. I mean, Jared Goff. Who else do they have? Jalen Ramsey. I think they could do really good this year. Or not really good, but they could go 7-9, sneak into the playoffs. Probably lose to the Packers or Saints. Next up, the Dolphins. They're going in bad. I doubt shocking that they're gonna start Tua. I mean, if I were the coach, I would have waited a little bit longer. But I think even if Fitzpatrick went 5-0, they would have started Tua. Like, I think it was just inevitable. All right, next up we got the Minnesota Vikings. They're going in bad. Paying Kirk Cousins all that money looks pretty bad now. Yeah, I think it really happened because they traded away Stephon Diggs, but I think trading away Stephon Diggs was the right move. I mean, you got a couple of firsts out of it, and that's all you can ask, right? You, that's the appropriate way to trade one of the best receivers in the game. Hey Texans, learn from the Vikings. Next up, we got the New England Patriots. I'm putting them in a wild card. If I could see the AFC East going either way, if the Bills or the Patriots win it, I would be a little bit shocked if the Patriots win it, but not like, oh my God, did they really win the East? I'd be like, that's. I thought the Bills were going to win it, but all right. Um, they got hit by Corona pretty hard, but not as hard as the Titans, man. But I think this could be like this. This is definitely the start of a new era without Tom Brady. This is the Cam Newton era. Unless he leaves, that'd be pretty bad. Next up, we got the Saints. I'm putting them in division. At the beginning of the season, I probably would have put them in Super Bowl, but now I still think they win the division. If the Bucks win, that'd be pretty shocking. I think if the Bucks won the division, I'd be more shocked than if the Patriots won the division. Next up, we got the New York Giants. They are in tank. Jo- Daniel Jones tripping on his way to the end zone is pretty much the epitome of the Giants. It's That's it. You're so close to the goal, yet you trip at the 5 yard line. Next up, the butt fumble. If you thought Daniel Jones tripping was bad, the butt fumble is the definition of the New York Jets. Calling them an awful team is a humongous understatement. Calling Adam Gase the worst coach in NFL history is a big understatement. I have a couple of people who subscribe to this channel who don't watch football. It is so hard to explain in words how bad of a coach Adam Gase is. It is just mind numbing. Like, so I've joked about how if I were to move to a city like New York, I would root for the smaller team. Like, for baseball, I'd root for the Mets more than the Yankees. For basketball, I'd root for the Nets more than the Knicks. Or for California, um, I'd root for the Ducks more than the Kings. Who else? I'd root for the Chargers more than the Rams. But for football in New York, if I was a football fan who lived in New York, I'd choose if In New York City, I'd choose the Bills. Like, hey, you live in New York, right? And you like football? Well, here are your three options. Do you want to root for the Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets, or the New York Giants? Even if I hated the Bills, I'd still root for the Bills. Like, that's how bad it is with the Jets and Giants. Like, it is so bad. But we can't waste all our time on them. Gotta get to all these other teams. The Eagles. No, not tank. I'll put them in bad. Yeah, they're bad. The whole NFC East is bad. What I think the NFL should do is just go with the NBA rules. Make it 8 teams make the playoffs, and in the conference, the 1 seed plays the 8 seed, 2 seed plays the 7 seed, 3 plays the 6, and 4 plays the 5. And if we do it like that, that means we won't have to see teams like the Dallas Cowboys, who, if they win the division, they will win the division with an 8-8 record. Like, if the Cowboys make the playoffs, I'm gonna be so sad because that means they're in limbo. Because basically that means they're in a state there where you're barely high enough to get the playoff spot, but you're not low enough to get a good draft pick. That's got to be the worst position to be in as an NFL team. Because there's no hope when you're in limbo. There's no hope. Next up is the Steelers. So the Steelers are up against the Titans. And if the Steelers beat the Titans, right now I'm putting the Steelers in wild card, but if the Steelers beat the Titans, I'll probably move the Steelers up to division. Maybe there's a slight possibility that when this oh my god, when the Steelers play the Ravens this year, someone's back is gonna get broken. Like, the Steelers and Ravens rivalry is known for being like hard hitting, boom, this, like, oh, that guy, his leg, like it had an open wound, like, and now the stakes are even higher. Like, both teams are competing for the division. Like, some multiple players are gonna get sent to the hospital. It's gonna be ugly. Next up is the Niners. If this was about like 3 weeks ago, I'd probably put him in maybe division, maybe wild card. But now is now. So I'm putting them in okay. Maybe there's a shot that they could just maybe make a wild card spot, but I doubt it. Next up is the Seahawks. I'm putting them in champion. See, I have a friend who likes the Seahawks, and I hate it whenever I have to give the Seahawks credit. Because I have to see a stupid smug face. And that was awful because I think the Seahawks could win like 14 games. 15 if they're lucky. Like, I think the Super Bowl, here's my Super Bowl prediction. I'll say it's going to be Seahawks and Chiefs. Calling it right now. That's how good I think the Seahawks are. All right, next up we got the Bucks. They had a huge win over the Packers, but I still think there's no way they take the division over the Saints. So I'm just putting them in the wild card for now. And they just signed Antonio Brown, so Antonio Brown and Tom Brady and Gronk are back together again. One big happy family. So next up, we got the football team. That's an old logo. It's also racist. I'm putting the football team in tank. I think Dwayne Haskins is pretty much just Jamarcus Russell. One of the biggest busts in NFL history. And you know what the funny thing is? When he was drafted at 15, people said he slid. People thought when Dwayne Haskins was drafted 15th overall, they thought he slid hard. Like when I was watching live, I was thinking, why didn't the Dolphins take him? Why didn't the Colts take him? Why didn't oh my god. Like he's so bad. They're forced to start Kyle Allen at quarterback. Like, hey, you wanna watch Kyle Allen on Thursday night? No? Okay. And last but not least, the Tennessee Titans. I'll put them in division. Yeah. Derrick Henry. I just want to take a minute to discuss how Derrick Henry is the best running back in the league. Like it is unbelievable how great he is. I think he is one grown man. Like if you get in a fight with him, you're done for. Like I I bet it's the worst when the Titans have to do football drills and you do the Oklahoma drill where you have to lay on your back and get up and then you have to tackle that player head on. I bet it sucks when you have to do that with Derrick Henry because he's just so great. But that's it. This is my tier list. You know what? Here. Alright, here. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna predict the rest of the season. Sound good? Okay, let's do it. Browns versus Bengals. I'm gonna take the Browns in that one. Jets versus Bills. Let's just do this real quick. Yeah, no. If the Jets win one game, I'll be shocked. Titans versus Steelers. It's gonna be a great game, but I'm gonna take the Titans. Chiefs versus Broncos. I'll take the Chiefs. Chargers versus Jaguars. I'll take the Chargers. Packers and Texans. I think that one is gonna be a good game. I think all three of these games are gonna be good ones. I'm gonna take the Packers, the Patriots, and the Buccaneers. Uh, Thursday night football that already happened. Eagles won. Lions and Falcons. I'll take the Falcons, I guess. Cowboys and football team. Man, you want to talk about a crummy game? Guess I'll take the Cowboys. Panthers and Saints. I'll take the Saints in that one. Seahawks and Cardinals. This one's going to be close, but I'm going to take the Seahawks. Last but not least, Monday Night Football. Bears and Rams. For once, there's a good game on Monday Night Football, but I'm going to take the Bears. So yeah, it's I think we're going to do this one every week for the football season. I think we've got an actual schedule, but just for these videos. Like I said, I'll be doing a What's Wrong with the Cowboys Part 2 because it's been long overdue. I got a couple other ideas for videos. Maybe I'll do them. I don't know. So just stick around for that, and yeah, always um, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.